Dice Therapeutics pumped 86% today, but just who are they? Why are they pumping? And should you roll the dice on Dice? Time to find out. Time to get focused.
Time to get focused with Focus on Investing.
Welcome to Focus on Investing, where we keep you up to date with all of the latest trending stocks, commodities, cryptocurrencies, and forex pairs. We do the research so that you don't have to. The only thing you have to decide is whether or not you will invest or not. Okay. So with that said, we always record these videos and release them as soon as we record them. So if you're watching this video right now, this opportunity may still be available for you to invest in. So if you don't want to miss out on any of the latest opportunities, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get notified as soon as we drop the video. Okay, what we're going to do today, we're going to look firstly a bit about Dice Therapeutics, exactly who are they, by looking at their site. Then we're going to let you know exactly why they're pumping today. And then finally, we're going to look at the charts and do some technical analysis and look at the price movement of Dice Therapeutics. All right, without further ado, let's get the proceedings proceeding this evening. All right, so this is dicetherapeutics.com. All of the links that we display today will be in the description. So this is their website. They say developing transformative medicines for autoimmune and inflammatory diseases. All right, so expecting more out of medicine. So clearly there's a pharmaceutical company that deal with autoimmune and inflammatory diseases. All right, so developing medicines, expecting more out of medicine. We design and develop innovative oral medicines against biologically validated targets in immunology for the treatment of chronic autoimmune and inflammatory diseases. Here we go with the big words again. Anytime we get into the medical field, right? We are developing a growing pipeline of high-impact oral therapeutic candidates. Our lead program targets the IL-17 cytokine for psoriasis and other IL-17 mediated diseases, I think. Our pipeline. So they Delscape, a new approach to immunology. Currently available biometrics have transformed the inflammatory disease landscape by targeting protein-protein interactions, PPIS, such as the binding of an inflammatory cytokine to its receptor. However, these medicines are not ideally suited for chronic treatment and face multiple challenges, including administration through injections or intravenous infusions and regular patient monitoring. All right, I won't continue to read that because I have no clue what any of that meant, except for, that what they mean is that the existing technology, has challenges because it's injected intravenously. I guess that's what they're saying. Again, this will be in the description if you want to go into more detail. If you're someone from the medical background that maybe understands this and wants to delve a bit more deeper into this, again, the link will be in the description. Pioneers in small molecule drug development. Our mission is to become an industry leader in creating transformative small molecule medicines for autoimmune and inflammatory diseases. Our team has a passion for innovative and extensive experience in small molecule drug discovery and development. So I guess that kind of really sums up what they're really about, really. That kind of sums everything. I've got some of their pictures of, I'm assuming, their lab. Join the team. All right, so pretty simple about them. I don't know if there's a bit more about them. Oh, we're going back to the same page. No. Expecting more out of medicine. We are a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company combining innovative chemistry with well-validated biology to make medicines more accessible for people living with chronic autoimmune and inflammatory diseases. So that basically tells you everything you know. Once you get past all of the jargon, it tells you everything you really need to know. So for those who don't know what biopharmaceutical is essentially medicines for the body, is a nice way of saying it. For people living with chronic autoimmune and inflammatory diseases. Okay, so autoimmune is essentially diseases that attack the immune system, and sometimes they can be, naturally part of your own body where your body attacks itself. So this is what they do. And inflammatory diseases are essentially diseases that create inflammation. All right. We are led by an exceptional team of scientists. R&D executives and company builders with a demonstrated track record of progressing programs from discovery through regulatory approval and commercialization. All right, and there's some of the members of the board. Again, if you want to look in more detail, you can look at the link in the description. Let's talk about career opportunities. One last thing I like to do is look at if they have any news to see what their latest announcements are. It doesn't appear to have any. Approach pipeline career investors, maybe. News and events. It's talking about their investment side of things. Okay, so the latest news is that on October 11th, which is today, DICE Therapeutics announces positive top-line data from phase 1 clinical trial of lead oral IL-17 antagonist DC-806 for psoriasis. We're going to get into that a bit later. DICE Therapeutics is on August 11th. DICE Therapeutics reports second quarter 2022 financial results and recent highlights. And the last thing is on July 21, 2022, DICE Therapeutics announces completion of enrollment in phase 1 clinical trial of oral IL-17 antagonist DC-806 for the treatment of psoriasis. So I guess this kind of links to the first one. So they enrolled in phase 1 in this in July 2021. And today they announces top line data from October 11th, excuse me. So July, August, September, October. So it's that four months. Okay, since they started the trials. All right. So why are they pumping today? We saw a bit of it here today, but we're going to bring up this other article that's going to go into more detail about why they're pumping today. Again, guys, if you haven't done so already, you can support the stream by hitting that like button, or you can hit our Cash App, which is on the screen, #, focus on investing. So here we have an article from MarketWatch. The article link will be in the description. And the article says DICE Therapeutics shares rise 51% after positive data for psoriasis trial. So again, this is the reason why it rose. Now, since the time of this article, 51%, we have risen a bit more and dropped a bit lower as well. But again, we're going to go into that some more when we start looking at the charts of this stock. So it says DICE Therapeutics Inc. shares were up 51% to $37.32 on Tuesday after the company reported positive top-line data from its phase 1 clinical trial of DC-806, an oral small molecule antagonist of the pro-inflammatory cytokine IL-17. The stock hit its 52-week high of $45.99 earlier in the session, and it is up 122% in the past 3 months. The biopharmaceutical company said the trial was designed to generate safely and pharmacokinetic data in healthy volunteers, as well as provide early clinical proof of concept in psoriasis patients. DICE said its plans to advance the DC-806 into a dose-ranging phase 2B clinical trial in patients with moderate to severe psoriasis. The company plans to submit an investigational new drug application with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in the first half of 2023 and initiate phase 2B development, it said. All right, so if you're like me and you didn't understand most of that with a lot of big words, essentially what it was is they discovered and made a new breakthrough in, or they got new data for the disease called psoriasis, or I don't know what you call it, disease or the ailment called psoriasis. As far as I'm aware of, psoriasis is a skin disease, I think it is. Again, might be one of these autoimmune diseases. So because they got a breakthrough on some of this new data, this is what pushed their stock up for the day. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the charts and do some technical analysis and look at some of the price movements on these stock charts. Again, guys, if you have, been searching for some information on DICE to find out whether or not you will invest, Please let me know in the comments, did you decide to invest in Dice? Is this something that sounds good that you want to invest in? Or if you didn't invest in it, what was it that, didn't quite ring a bell with you that you decided in the end that no, you wouldn't invest? All right, this is TradingView. And here we have our 4-screen setup with some of our custom coded indicators. Again, if you want to get your hands on our templates and our custom indicators, you can go to focusoninvesting.io. There you can also get access to our course to learn how to do investment costs. Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. Is there a dinosaur or something on this screen? I just noticed that there's a dinosaur on all of these screens for some reason. Sorry, I got distracted. Right here. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, dice. I guess there are got dinosaurs, some Easter eggs on here. Anyway, yeah, sorry. So yeah, if you want to learn how to invest and analyze stocks, commodities, cryptocurrencies, and forex pairs for yourself, then go to focusoninvesting.io. There you'll get access to our course and all of our tools that allow you to do so. All right. Yeah, this is Dice Therapeutics. We're going to start with the monthly time frame. Because they haven't been issued in the markets for that long, actually. Before, prehistoric times. What happens if you click this? This is the very beginning. You've made your way through all available data. We hope it was useful. Oh, so this must be something new on TradingView. So I guess this is a kind of, as I said, since prehistoric times, this is basically saying that, there is no data before this time. So well done, TradingView. Very nice. I'm expecting to see that on all charts now. But yeah, so we can see here that we, got our initial public offering in the month of the 1st of September 2021. We can see that price came into the stock market at around $30, rose up to $42.47, and then closed on that first month at $32.81. Following 2 months, you can see that the next two bars were around the same sort of level. They open and close roughly around the same level. But you can see if you look at the candlesticks, you can see that the wicks are actually longer, indicating that there was more volatile price movement within the next few months. Again, if you want to learn how to read candlesticks, go to focusoninvesting.io. Since that time, let me get my, nope. Yes. So I've got my arrow. So since that time, price then went on a decline. And then we had this sort of channel here. If we look here, that price got stuck in around this channel. And it's been in this channel for a few months. We said as price came down, it rose up, bounced off of the support level of the channel, which is the bottom line, rose up to the top level, which is the resistance level, bounced all the way straight back down, a strong decline on the month of May 2022. And then we saw price try to again retest this area of resistance. And then if we look at this month, we see this massive growth out of the channel, not only breaking out of the channel, but it went, above all of these higher wicks of our previous months. Then if we look at the previous months to before that were before the channel, we can see that price went above all of these. And then even our entry price, we broke above this. And then our all-time high, it broke out of. So then we have a new all-time high.
Of all time. You keep taking me higher and higher.
So we have an all-time high this month of $45.93. Price has retraced slightly a bit lower, but we go into more detail with that as we look at the smaller time frames. All right, we can see that again, we've even broken our monthly, our previous year's high and low. Our previous year's high was the high of the first month that we rose to, and the low was the low of December. Again, we've got the spike that goes down. So again, we can see that, price again has risen above last year's high for this year as well. If we go into the weekly time frame, Let's draw it a bit closer. If we look here, we can see that, get rid of this. We can see that our trend filter is green. So again, our trend filter is a custom coded indicator by Focus on Investing, and it indicates whether the trend is bullish or bearish. If it's green, that means the trend was was bullish, and if it's red, the trend was bearish. Again, being a trend trader is key or critical to being a great trader. So we can see again, price fell from our immediate highs, got stuck in this channel, and rode this channel for quite some time. Actually, we see it fell into the channel from January 2022, and it only broke out in October, the week of October 3rd, 2022. And we can see a slight, red trend filter. And this is because, we can only just about see the 50 simple moving average coming in here. We see this orange line here, which is the 50 simple moving average. And the orange line basically represents the average price over 50 periods. So because this is a weekly time frame, over the past 50 weeks, this will be the average price over the past 50 weeks. So we can see that price peaked slightly above it on the week of the 6th of September, fell below it again on the 12th of September, and then from the week of the 3rd of October, we broke through before completely, running away from it this week. We can see that price is also trading above our weekly pivot support and resistance levels, indicated by these dotted lines here. And we can see that these dotted lines are also kind of framing around this channel that we've got. So this channel is kind of a quite strong one to keep price in. So the fact that price is broken out above that channel is really encouraging and really positive. Not only that, we can see that on the weekly time frame, we have a resistance level here that coincides with this week of Monday, the 15th of November. This high wick has created a pivot level here, which is a significant level of resistance. So you can see that price is actually broken out above that. But when we're seeing price retrace, we can see that it's trying to retrace back towards these sort of levels. There's a sort of level between the high of the first month and our pivot level, which is, let me draw it in as a channel. So somewhere around, we draw it straight, where are we here? Somewhere between this sort of level here is where price is kind of looking to hover between. If we extend it out a bit more. It's about straight, I think. I think it's slightly slanted up, but we'll take it. But as you can see, that price went down. That we've done this, we can see it actually more clearly now. We can see that when we look at the price is currently resting at, it's actually the level at the middle of this channel. We always talk about these channels and how the top area is an area of resistance, the bottom area is an area of support, but the middle line as well also acts as an area of support and resistance. And we can see how close price, when it's retraced back to this kind of middle area of support and resistance between the channels. Let's go to our daily time frame to get a bit more information. For current price is $39.47, 45 cents, as the market is still open. Let's shrink the time frame a little bit. And again, because this is a smaller time frame, we'll get more indicators on the charts. Similar story, we saw price fall down and bounce around in between this channel. And if we look, we can see that on this time frame, we actually have all three indicators, although we've only just got the 200 simple moving average showing up from the 30th of June. But we've got the other ones, the 50 simple moving average and the 20 simple moving average, trading all in between this channel. So you can see why price felt it hard to move out of this channel. We can see a lot of bouncing from support and resistance levels all between these channels. So we can see on this chart that this channel is quite a strong area of attraction for price. And again, we can see the 200 simple moving average, which is our strongest level of resistance amongst all three moving averages, also coming down in between this channel. But then if we look here, we can see that, since the 28th of September, price has steadily been growing out of our channel. Slow, nice, steady growth out of here. And we made all the way up to our pivot level that goes back to the 21st of April 2022. We can see here. And the moment that we broke and closed above that pivot level, we can see the next day price spiked up massively. We see this massive gap in between price. So we just draw this in. Look at this massive gap in between price. If we draw it from here to here. And this is an overnight gap. And again, this was because of the news that we read about earlier. We read about that news of they're getting new data for the psoriasis trial. And that caused, when the market reopened, price didn't even reopen at the price that it closed at. It actually opened at a higher price and spiked up. In fact, it opened higher than that. It opened here. But I don't want to cover the chart, so we just put it here. Well, let's just delete it for now because you get the illustration. But we can see that price actually massively gapped up, raised all the way up.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
There you go. We see it rose all the way up to this, again, $45 area before then coming back down a bit. We came all the way down to the $36 area. And then now we've risen back up to the $44 area. So still a lot of price movement within this sort of range at the top. Again, remember, this is still at all-time highs. If we draw our high previously to that, it will be just at the top of the channel, right? So anything above this channel is all-time highs, and anything in this channel here is around all-time highs. So we're still around our all-time highs again, and we're above our second peak. So if you wanted to take this peak as one peak and this peak here as a secondary peak, you know, we're in between our two highest peaks, if that's how you wanted to class this first area of peaks. Again, so if we look at for the percentage for the day, we're up actually 58.3%. So remember, that's just the price movement for the day. But if we measure it from, you know, the close of last night, which was around here, all the way up to, no, actually up to here, this is where we get our 86% from. All right, on our last day, we're up 8.73%. For the week, we're up 71.72%. And for the month, we're up 91.96%. And we said all that growth is really since the 28th of September. So in over just about 2 weeks, we've had this massive growth, basically bigger than the whole growth since the existence of the actual stock. So if we look at our percentage up and down, we can see that we're down just 15%, 15.351% of our high. You know, the high was at $45.99, and currently we're at $38.93. If we look at our pivot levels, we can see that, you know, we don't have many pivot levels here in price, as price has been moving quite smoothly. So we have a pivot level here going back to our second high spike, which is formed the bottom level of our channel, our support level. Then we don't have anything left until this other resistance level here from this spike that just spikes up just above our channel. And then below that, we just have a couple below our channel, couple of support levels, again, from the various, you know, fake outs or spikes down out of the channel. But to be honest, pretty clean chart, actually, not that many support and resistance levels. And this is good. This allows price to move freely. Now, ideally, if price is high, you want a lot of support levels below it to stop it going lower. And if it's low, ideally, you don't want any support and resistance levels above it so that price can freely move upwards. So we can see here, this being quite a possibly a significant channel, not as big as this one, but as a secondary channel, quite significant. So hopefully this bottom level of support will act as a level of support and not allow price to drop below this. I'm including this middle level as well. It won't allow us to drop below this again, you know. So yeah, great spike and great movement for today. Great amount of growth. Again, if you would like to know how to identify charts like this before they spike, before they pump, and get in on the ground floor or get in at the bottom before it's about to break out, then go to focusoninvesting.io. There on an investment course, you'll be able to learn exactly how to spot these charts and these assets that are about to break out and get in at the ground floor, and you can capture all of this price movement. Again, we cover stocks, forex pairs, cryptocurrencies, and commodities. All right. If you would like to look at more reviews of stocks, then you can look at either of these videos on our page right here. All right. Thank you for joining me, and take care.